pages. Alright. Now, but wanted to be a rapper or an NBA star. I just wanted to complete my fast, but take the MCAT on bar. All of my niggas was some trapper, Chevrolet was their car. No tomorrow, just the days became my motto by far. 12th grade hallways made the days pass by. Cutting class, look for ass, made the days worthwhile. Fast forward times 8. Now it's time to graduate. You cook the food, nigga, now it's time to fix your place. Yellow pages. Cause yellow pages don't.
I like that. I don't know what song that was, but yeah, appreciate that, B. What's good, y'all? You're truly here, DJ Knots. Bring you guys another grand rising, grand opening, Pause on Pause podcast. I'm here alongside my partner in crime, the one and only, number one, Mr. Sagittarius, man.
It's Will, y'all. Will the Thrill, professional shit talker extraordinaire. Love of the people, the culture, and everything about it.
Yeah, what up?
What up, blood?
Chilling, Black.
I mean, oldest right in the world, bro.
Is it?
Next in the ECF.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's get right to it.
You stay calm. I'm glad we're doing this the day before the game.
True.
So the highs could be high. Depending on how Wednesday goes. If this shit was a Thursday show, I'm like, listen.
No, it ain't gonna make it, bro. But you can't be that tied in.
Sure, I
game
can.
one.
Sure, I can.
I mean,
I'm the first fucking 3 minutes of the game. It's over. It's too late, man.
Oh, jeez.
It's too late.
How many years?
I have a giant cup of Kool-Aid, and I've drank it all. It's over.
That's the question I want to know.
Go.
If you were in New York, would you have been outside the MSG?
Nah, they was going
for a second round playoff win.
No, they're going too far. I love y'all, bro. When I get it, it's been a minute, man.
We understand.
Y'all bugging.
That was a lie, bro. That was a lie.
How we outdo it if we do win? That's what I keep thinking. Like,
you really want to? We want to find out.
If you're the mayor of New York, aren't you hoping they don't win?
Nah,
because you're gonna need the National Guard.
Nah.
You might have needed them then.
That was crazy. But I think that was more like a 3-block radius.
Homie, somebody jumped on top of a billboard. Like, how you get up there?
Yeah, the Jumbotron was crazy.
So you don't have a line?
The Jumbotron was crazy. I didn't get that part. But it's like, the thing of it, I understand Knicks fans, we different. I get that. But New York, we're used to winning.
No, we're not.
In other sports. The Giants have won, 3 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
All 28 of them.
In basketball?
The Liberty.
In men's basketball?
Shout out to the Liberty.
Last time the Knicks won a chip, I wasn't alive.
Yeah, I know. No, here we are. If you had one message to send to the people, I don't want to jinx it.
Stop. They was throwing trash on people.
That was crazy.
They bullied Brown trash, throwing stuff at him.
Well, I mean, Windhorse kind of deserved it.
I don't even know why he thought it was going to be sweet. I would have been like, nah, I'm going to wait this out.
Yeah, because listen to Stephen A. Smith. Brian, I love you, and I just don't agree with you this time. That's why.
Yeah, he shouldn't went.
That's his fault.
Like,
that's his own fault.
If I know they rioting outside, I'm be like, nah, I'm gonna sit out of that.
What's the riot though?
He had to know they was coming. Hey, y'all, in case you didn't realize, I don't know why it took for this to happen that y'all realize. We are insane.
What is it, guys?
I knew.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
I'm like, for real?
Yeah. We here,
People
man.
are insane, man.
We are here, bro.
You didn't see remember all the Maniac videos from like a couple years ago when we beat like 2 games against the Hawks? They was out there going crazy. That was the first round, y'all. That was miles.
I forgot about that.
We beat Boston, bro. That in itself
is already a win.
They going ape shit.
Yeah.
And that in itself. But Boston in the playoffs, when everybody picked them to win, myself included, if I'm being honest.
You did.
You
definitely did.
I definitely did.
Not a real fan.
I'm a realistic fan. I couldn't predict us coming from down 22 times in a row.
Nobody could see that coming. Seriously.
But once we did that, I was like, we winning this series.
You changed your vote?
Yeah.
Great job, Stephen A.
Switch it up, buddy.
But I want to say one thing, though, before we get to something else. Y'all got to stop spitting on players. That's just y'all gotta find a line. Like, come on, throwing garbage.
Yeah, I'm bugging, man.
Yeah, spitting on players after we win.
Yeah,
This game you spit on them if they beat us. No,
don't spit on them.
I'm joking. Don't spit on anybody.
You spit on somebody, I hope they knock your teeth out.
I mean, they did it from the stands. They didn't do it to his face.
Yeah, I hope they knock your teeth out, bro.
Yeah,
you deserve it.
Yeah,
ain't too much stuff more vile than that, bro. Don't do that, man.
Because had it been the other way around, they need to get the Celtics out of the league.
I'm gonna tell you what sparked you too, and not that I'm condoning it, but as soon as I seen that game in Boston where they beat that Knicks fan up, I was like,
it's on.
Y'all shouldn't did that.
Yeah.
Y'all shouldn't did that. Boston, I get it. Y'all are a major city. We talking about New York.
Yeah.
Come on, fam. Y'all the same size as one of the boroughs. Yeah, he's up.
Yeah. That's where they pride comes from. Well, part of their pride.
Yeah.
The rest of it is racist. Racist. That's where the rest of it comes from.
Race-fueled rage.
Oh, jeez. Let's have another good thing before we get to today.
Man, that's hilarious.
Most important, interesting thing that happened, and don't say the Knicks winning.
That was the question. What do you mean?
How important was the Knicks winning to you?
There is nothing else. Nah, it was good, man. I had people at my job rooting basketball, and they don't even like it. I was like, hey, we all Knicks fans moving forward. Just to be clear.
Oh, you told them that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
He was like, okay. There you go. The right answer.
Yeah. We don't need no pushback on that.
Man, it's graduation week, man. A lot of people graduating, a lot of people moving on. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to my nieces, my nephews, everybody that's moving on. Man. A ton of people.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows somebody that's graduating. You know what I mean? It is the season.
Hey, I mean, don't ask us for no money. But
I ain't got it. So they had a I was shout out to my brother and my sister. They had a their final chapter of high school parties.
Yeah.
So shout out to my nephew Aaron, man.
Congratulations.
Proud of you, young boy.
Congratulations. You know what I was thinking about?
What's that?
All of the graduation celebrations and parties out in DJ'd and things like that. And I need to sit down and rank them.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's been...
There's no way you remember all of these. Not a chance.
80-20. That's my favorite number.
80-20.
80-20. All right. We'll sit down one day and we're going to have that discussion. And y'all, most people watching this are not going to know who we're talking about. But you will be able to relate.
Yeah.
Because think about teens and yourself in the early 20s and the way you party, house party-wise.
Yeah.
And the stories will make sense. Most of them.
I got a DJ question.
What the hell?
What's your can you rank just the top 5 just period? Just times you spun where it was like just
on the spot?
All right. And there's a folding like genres like house party, club, destination,
weddings,
event. Like how does it?
There's so many categories.
Like this is it's a
just on the block.
It's a showcase for something. You know what I mean? It's a block party, like
open mic.
Yeah, like what is the one you were like?
Yeah, you give me some parameters that would help. I will say that.
So let's stick with house party because that's where we was at anyway.
Okay. So many.
I know so many. Just give me one where you were like, nah, this is going up.
This is crazy.
Oh, better yet, is there? All right, where do you rank? Not just so much that you spun, but like, if you had to rank like your preference for a venue.
Oh, I'm a house party guy. House party king. Turn up. Let's go.
Okay.
So many things can happen in a good way. So many memories are there to be made.
Can be made.
Gummy surprise party.
5.
Definitely one of the top 3. Until
these 30.
And the crazy part, I wasn't the only one DJing that party, but it was kind of my fault. Circa, what year was this?
Yo, I don't know.
2000.
I was in my 20s. I know it was a long time ago.
2005? Somewhere around there. Anyway, we're in a full mix of Jeezy fandom in the South and in Atlanta, of course.
Action.
But it's still New Yorkers being resistant to.
Yeah. South ain't taking over.
We have not committed yet. But there was one song in particular.
Had a conceded defeat just yet.
No, not at that point. Now, oh wait, oh yeah, it was over. Oh, it was one song in particular. It was by a rap group from Brooklyn. Brownsville to be exact. Yo, the MOP Annie Up remix with Busta and Remy. Oh man.
How many times you just play the opening?
Oh, jeez, it was
Just
ridiculous.
keep letting it go. Like, yo, fam, you gonna play the record?
But I think we may have talked about it on the show before, but that was just one of the most memorable moments because I wasn't DJing at this time. I was in the crowd chilling with everybody, and I just wanted to take it to another level.
Just give me the energy.
So when the beat comes in, I'm in the middle of the living room mosh pit area.
Living room mosh pit. You know it's not. You know it's bad when you say that.
It's at least what 50 people in there in that one room.
Yes.
Never mind who's in the backyard and in the kitchen and all that.
Yeah, it wasn't meant for 50 people to be in that.
In that one room, not in the living room. No, not at all. I decided to start hyping it up, and I grabbed two people next to me.
I don't even. Yeah, he's leaving this part out. He doesn't know these people. Okay, let's tell the whole story.
Perfect example for you, the ones who are on the internet now. I pulled a flip before flip.
I ain't be the call with son knocking. You know what?
Was definitely like that, but in a loving way.
Yeah,
I was trying to bring the people together.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everybody there was not from New York and does not understand how important that MOP song was. So things went kind of left for a minute.
Yeah.
But when we talk about memories and best ones, that was my best ones. You see, I know where to stop that.
Yeah, what a time. What a time.
That was definitely one. There was a couple other definitely Caribbean ones.
Man, you can't go wrong with a good house party, bro.
No, you can. You definitely can. Only time you can go wrong is when you try to make a house party into a regular club night.
Man, listen, Jesus. I remember going to a house party and they had like bottle service. I was like, hey, what are y'all doing?
Wait, what?
Yo.
What? No, see, now that recently that kind of makes sense. This is a while ago.
No, this is last time I was in New York.
Oh,
okay. I had a backyard party and they had like bottle services at a backyard party.
That's on brand.
I remember sitting there like, why would I do that?
Oh, they were charging?
Yeah, with some sections. I'm like, this is in a backyard. Like, not at like America. Like, this is a regular house in Queens.
I would say this had to be in Queens.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice house, but it wasn't like, oh my God, we got.
It don't matter.
I think when I say nice house in Queens, I probably should know. Queens houses are $700,000. I can't even live out there no more, bro.
At the lowest. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. So, yeah, I definitely go house parties 1, and then clubs 2. Then, wait, is block party its own category? Oh, can I put that with house
like
party?
An outdoor
house party?
Or like you did a festival this weekend.
Yeah.
That's what you did this weekend. There you go. Layup.
Where does that go?
Wait, does that fall into the block party kind of feel?
I guess it depends on the size of the party, but I don't know. That's a tough one.
How you feel about the festivals?
Oh, I love them. You know, that is definitely needs its own category of which festival I had the most fun DJing. OMF would probably be the top 3. But after that, it gets a little
dicey.
Yeah, it is.
Go either way.
There may be an A3C in there.
Yeah,
definitely a Kirkwood Festival in there.
Yeah, there's been some events, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely been some moments. Right?
I don't know how I got to that spinoff about DJing question, but here we are.
Great. But that's what definitely the most interesting thing that happened to me this past week or so. Shout out to the team at Kirkwood Festival. Always a good time out there, connecting and building with the people. We was out there on Saturday, and if y'all remember, in the Atlanta area anyway, we had a monsoon that morning.
Yeah, we did.
So around 12 o'clock, we looking like, But Atlanta being Atlanta, 1 hour later, sunny skies.
Like it never even happened.
No, that was definitely facts. So we had a lot of dope artists out there performing. I always enjoy hosting and DJing that, but this last week was also one of the extra special good ones. So that's what I got.
Fire.
Now we got all the good stuff out the way.
Yeah, for real.
Something happened.
It's time to ruin.
Yeah, ruin your mood. Sorry. Jeez. We'll bring it back up.
That's okay. So, this happened. Shit, this is.
Because you know what? This is important, though. So I'm kind of glad we're talking about it first.
So this happened earlier this month, like early May.
Okay.
May. Rodney Hinton, there's a gentleman in Ohio. His son was killed by police.
While in custody.
While in custody. His son was killed in police. And the son was 18 years old. And hours after he finds out his son was killed in custody, this dude, he gets in his car and what appears to be allegedly ran over a police officer and killed him. Not the one that killed his son, but like another one randomly ran through him, plowed through him and killed him. So obviously he's arrested, he's locked up. And I don't honestly I didn't even know how to feel when I saw it. I was like, man, because I don't even know where my mind would be at as a father, knowing your son was killed.
Yeah.
I don't know that it would matter what the circumstances were to me. I'm lying. I know it wouldn't matter what the circumstances would be to me because my mind nothing else would really matter to me. Like it would I would be, I hate if anybody around me. Like I don't even know where I would be at. And especially if I got it in my mind, I know the reason or I feel like this is the person or these are the people responsible for my son's death.
Right.
I can't imagine the level of rage that would come over me and how I would react to it. I would hope I would be able to be calm and collective and understand certain things, but I don't know that that's even realistic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that that's realistic. Like I said, I'm not condoning anything from any side. You know what I mean? Like the cop that was killed for directing traffic.
He was directing traffic?
Like he ain't got, come on, man. Like he got a family too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so you can't look at that and just downplay that like they don't deserve nothing because he came to work the gate. Probably normally when you're directing traffic, that's a side job.
True.
Like, so you doing that and
picking up extra hours,
likely to take care of your family, and you're killed. For what? I ain't do nothing. I was directing traffic. Like, so I saw it and I just thought, like, damn, this is terribly sad, man, on all levels. Like, and when you saw you saw Mr. Hinton in the courtroom, he just
shell shocked.
Fam, he just looked like he was gone.
Yeah.
Like, almost like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. He just looked like it was just like what y'all want me to do?
Yeah.
And like I said, man, as a father, and us being fathers up here, I know we talk about it all the time, how our number one thing is protect the provider.
Yeah.
Like, so I can't imagine the disappointment I would feel in my heart knowing like, yo, I didn't do my job. That may not have nothing to do with it all, but I know that feeling you're going to feel is, I didn't do my job.
My son, my child.
Yeah, my child is gone.
Is not here.
And I feel like I know who to blame is.
Yeah. Hurt, harm.
Yeah.
Direct, indirect. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, and then I don't want to sound, I don't care how I sound. I really don't. Because it really comes down to, it factors in. That's a better way of putting it. The generations of different ways we've been treated by the police over and over and over and over and over and over again. That has to be a mitigating factor once this gets to court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not saying, I'm already trying to get to the legal part because the emotional part it's hard to even fathom at all. You know what I mean? So I'm already trying to analyze and make it an analytical discussion when the rage you felt was immediate and unexpected. You know, so it made me think of, and that's why I was just Googling it, because I hadn't thought about this until now, you know, would this be considered a revenge killing? Is it something that, you know, they could see as being justifiable, even though it wasn't the person who killed his son? It's just a lot of layers to it. And the majority of them are extra unfortunate. But when you talk about defending him in court, Mr. Hinton in court, and him getting a fair trial, all of those things have to come into question. Because it still blows my mind every time I go on the internet, on Jay Leno's internet, and I still see so many people who don't understand how Black people are treated by the police a majority of the time. Every time, even as recent as last week, all you got to do is listen and obey orders and directions. No, this is the only time. These are one of the, this is the only time I wish just for one day the people who say that could be Black for one day. Just one interaction. That's all you get. You don't get other good stuff. You need to get the real stuff. And then I want to see what they say. Because people are so detached at things that they have never been through.
Yeah.
You know, even of your own race, of your own.
You don't
own
know.
kind.
You don't know what you don't know. And if you lack empathy to look at that and understand you don't know what you don't know, like you have no feeling towards it.
Right.
Like when your first thought is, well, what did they do?
Yeah.
So how can that ever be the first thought? Like, yo, somebody's dead. Like, so unless you say, hey, man, if somebody did something that crazy, you're gonna leave with it. Hey, man, that dude was beating the hell out of his old lady about to kill her. I guarantee you, y'all, none of us is gonna be like, man, that wasn't right.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, so you had to save that girl life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I think we just sometimes get thrown out that we think. Now, I love my people more than I love anything else. I ain't gonna lie. But just because I love my people don't mean if they doing something that's just a heinous crime, I don't think they should be punished for it. Now, I don't mean death. It does not mean that.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if it's in a commission, you saving somebody's life, yeah. I was like, but too many times, man, it's just stuff that it's like we've seen people who don't look like us with these same situations, and it doesn't end like it does for us.
Right.
And that will forever. Well, I hope it's not forever.
Right.
That is more often than not the way it plays out.
Way too more often. Way too recent. Way too frequent. All of those things, man. It's
And with that in your mind, like you got to think this young father's. If I'm let's say he's my age. Let's say he's 35. Let's say he's younger than me. Let's say I got 10 years on him.
Okay.
Right? Like
to my Hinton?
Yeah, Mr. Hinton. Like so, like only thing you have in your mind over your whole life are these images, these stories, your own personal experiences with law enforcement. So it's already in you.
Yeah.
Like we've all been listen, everybody who got a father or a parent has set you down and gave you this, hey, when you get pulled over, make sure you're doing this. Make sure not you you've sat and talked to young brothers, hey y'all, put your hands right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't give him no excuse.
Yeah.
We ain't saying you wrong. I'm saying don't give him no excuse to try to act like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Like these conversations, you can't possibly understand these conversations because you don't have to have them for everybody.
Right. Yeah.
But it is a reality of our people that we have to have these. I have to have these conversations with my son.
Yeah.
It's not an option. I have to talk to him about this. Hey, if this happens, you need to move just like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He got in this is not this school here, but I remember they had him in the office one time. And they called themselves taking a statement from him. And I walked in, I said, listen, who's in charge? Don't you never, ever talk to my son like that. And I talked to him too, because I was like, hey, remember I told you, don't you speak to, and the only thing you need to say is, I'm not saying nothing until my mother or my father gets here.
Right.
I don't know anything. I can't speak on anything. I can't do anything until my mother and father get here.
Right.
But these are the speeches we have to give our kids, man.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think other people understand that, like, because it's not a reality for them.
It's not a necessity.
Yeah, like, and you don't know what you don't know. But I'm telling you, like, I have to have these conversations with my son about interactions with law enforcement.
Yeah, man, I've had it with my daughter.
You have no choice.
If you're out with somebody and y'all get pulled over, making sure he don't pull no nut move to put you in jeopardy.
Yeah.
You know,
hey, homie, chill out.
It also starts before that even happens, and doing the best to vet who you're allowing some. So it's even an extra step.
Oh yeah.
That young men and women need to have, vice versa. Because it's nothing like, I don't know about you, but I've been out on dates and she be tripping.
No, hey,
Like,
this ain't
talk to the officer.
yeah, this ain't that.
So it really is a mutual issue or concern, I should say. So yeah, it's definitely something that's a part of it. It's a part of our upbringing. It's a part of our protection and things like that. So, but in this particular case, and I know it just happened, but I just think there needs more conversation around it. There's so many other court law things going on right now, from the president on down to foreign nations and things like that. Cases like this still matter.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Lives like this, their lives still matter. So I think I was glad when you told me about it, because I wasn't aware of it because of everything else that was going on.
Right. You heard about tariffs.
Sheriffs.
Tariffs.
Sheriffs. Bailiffs. Nixon said, sorry.
Bunta.
Hilarious.
Oh man. But yeah, man, like for the families of the officer that was killed, I mean, prayers up to y'all. That's horrible. That's horrible. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the man that got killed, but I'm sure he shouldn't have been killed for just directing traffic. I do know that part. Yeah, he wouldn't do that. That man didn't deserve any of that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You're right.
But it's hard. I mean,
because the reason why I get frustrated, not frustrated, but I was stopping myself because it's like you don't want to compare the two, but they're already connected,
right?
But you don't want to try to.
Both men deserve. Both men deserve empathy.
You see where I'm going?
Yeah, both men deserve empathy.
It's like, so how do you?
Yeah, it's not you can't.
Without demonizing,
there's only
situation more than others.
Between those two gentlemen, there's only offense to me.
Yeah,
like I'm looking at him. I can't imagine what mental pain, anguish, and delusion, damn near I would be in the state I would be in.
Yeah.
Just hearing it's not like, hey, my son died 3 months ago and now I decided I'm gonna go do this. I'm hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And anybody who's ever been in the police station, once you go there to try to find answers, like, you're gonna be there for a second. Like, it's not gonna be like, oh, walk in, here you go, here's the video, this is what happened, all right, have a great day.
Yeah. Don't happen like that.
Like, you're gonna be there for a while. So to like find that, and the reality, if it's an ongoing investigation, which it is because it's hours after,
right.
Like, I don't have an answer for you. It's under investigation. And no, just think about that in your mind where they're telling you, hey, we don't got no answers, but you just lost your child.
Yeah.
Man, that shit got my eyes welling up, and I'm just like, man, I don't even know where my mind goes. I know it probably ain't nowhere good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So odds are this man's probably leaving there about to go home and said, a fit of rage, anything could fall over you. I don't know, because I haven't lost a child. Thank God.
It's not even a fit of rage. It's a complete.
Bro, you lost everything.
It's a complete change in your emotional state, your mindset. But that's why I was saying justifiable. Is that what I'm saying? It
yeah,
it's not just
now, and I can't like I said, I can't demonize him, and I sure can't demonize the officer that was killed, because he had nothing to do with why Mr. Hinton was in that fit of rage.
Jeez, do you want me to ask a question?
Go.
Would it change if, and this is, boy, we about to get trouble.
Yeah.
If the officer that was killed was the one
directing traffic,
was the one who killed his son.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You said traffic again.
Yeah, if he was the one, if the officer that killed his son was the one directing traffic, like it was the same guy basically.
Yeah.
Oh, how I know he didn't see that? How he probably just seen the uniform and was like, "That's him."
You saw a uniform.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to say because the mental state that, and obviously I'm making assumptions.
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine, with a heavy heart, how that must have felt.
Right.
But I could just see me saying, like, if I just see blue, you the guy that killed my son.
Right. Yeah.
Like I can see how a mind would get there. We've heard stories of people walking in and seeing they significant other with somebody, and in a fit of rage, and boom, I done killed him.
Right.
And we say, damn, bro, he wasn't taking nothing from your wife. That was consensual as hell. Right. But like, I get it. That fit of rage, that just zoom over you.
Yeah.
And you come to like, what happened? See that gun in your hand?
You did that.
See that dead body?
That's you.
Yeah, that's on you, brother.
That's on you, Playboy.
Yeah, so go ahead and put that down. Like, but like, I could. That's not a hard parallel for me to draw. That would get a similar reaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so as I have a lot of empathy for that officer that got killed, man, because it's like, damn, bro, I don't know that man. That man might have been, to quote unquote, the officer that was like, hey, bro, I don't even move like that. Because somebody who's worked in that field, like, I get it. We assume everybody's the same. And I ain't gonna lie, I've worked with some people who everybody was the same. And I've worked with some people that was just like, nah, ain't nothing like that.
But
but you kind of get looped in. And that's the part when I look at, for us, I can relate, because I have been looped in with certain stuff, and I'd be like, that ain't me. And not just from the law enforcement perspective. I'm talking about just as a young black kid. Like, yo, that ain't me. Like, you got me throwing me on the floor, searching me, running through my book bag. Fam, I'm not the guy that be doing the stuff. I'm not the dude you looking for.
Right.
But I'm getting looped up in it because of how I look.
And what your expectations are.
And what neighborhood we in. And what I might be wearing.
And how you've been trained. And what the focus is of it.
All of those things. And so it's just, I know we use the term, it's just a sad situation all the way around, but like, it's just.
No, I don't just tell you, I use it.
I use it. It's hard. It's just bad, man.
No, it is. It is.
It's just bad.
So wait, I hate the yes or no this.
Yeah.
Will it change how things are presented or how you look at it? If the officer, and once again, any officer getting killed in that situation is more than an unfortunate situation.
Sure.
Does it seem more justifiable?
Who? No.
No? Okay.
I can't give him that.
Okay.
I can't give him that.
You explained well. I just wanted to know, just to be clear.
Give him that. Like I said, the empathy I have for that father is the part that lets me see, like, damn, I could see why. Because I can't imagine that. But I can't see why, based on the person that was killed. That, to all we know, that gentleman could have had a stellar record and been a great father and a family man.
But that doesn't matter.
But that doesn't mean he deserved what he got.
Right.
Just because I worked for the police.
Yeah. Yeah. Because and reason I was jumping in there was because that justification happens on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
oh yeah.
If he
the same assumption
about the father can be made about
the police. Yeah, the same assumptions they sometimes make about us. Like, I just pointed out the ones that have been made about me so many times.
Yeah,
those same assumptions were made when Mr. Hinton got behind that wheel and ran the circle. Like, all of them is like,
yeah. An interesting, not direct comparison, but I got into it with somebody, as I tend to do.
You nuts?
Nah, not me. I don't know, Facebook. This gentleman, black guy, was talking about George Floyd.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And this is recent. This is like last week. And he went on his soapbox tirade. Well, let me not say I'm tirade, because he wasn't like yelling at the camera. He was just trying to stay facts. He's like, yo, how are we fighting for somebody or who had this type of record and boom, 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 and was owed this child support and this type of jail record? And what I had to remind him was, okay. And what I had to remind him was, like, none of that stuff matters when the officer got his knee on Floyd's neck.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling him.
All other stuff is irrelevant. You know what I mean? We can't cut out the main thing just to make it sound more acceptable to us.
Right.
We can't operate like that. You know what I mean? I know it ain't easy, but like, just Lord have mercy, man. We've just been living in this time for so long that man. I know we had this conversation. And I remember around the George Floyd time. I remember just being up here and thinking to myself, like, yo, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm enough. Like, I'm past tired. I'm past angry. I don't even got none of that. I'm like, yo, enough, man. Like, enough. Like, and it's so if I'm feeling that way when it's just a gentleman I don't know,
right,
but looks like me, and happening to him 200 miles away from me, I can't imagine if it's somebody I do know it's my child.
Yeah.
How do I feel in?
Yeah.
How do I feel in? No father of any kind can you don't know how you going. What?
Yeah, you don't know how you're gonna respond.
Your child can't even, man, listen. And I think I know who did it.
Who's responsible?
Who's responsible for this?
Yeah.
Man, listen, I don't man. Hey. Listen now. I'm as calm as they come. If I know somebody killed my son and I feel like I know who did it and who's responsible for it.
Yeah. Ain't no.
I don't even want that person arrested. I ain't gonna lie. And that's me being calm talking about it.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine in the moment where my mind is gonna be at.
Yep.
I'm burning the world down. Like as much as I would hope I would not feel that way. I could see that.
Yeah. It's legit. Anyway, we already said it.
Yeah.
How else can you?
Yeah. So just prayers for the officers' families. Prayers for Mr. Hinton's family too. It's just another horrible situation.
Man. I just wanted to be aware, like I said, because I wasn't aware that it even happened. Like I said, with everything else going on, so that's why I wanted us to talk about it.
It got brought back up this week because while Mr. Hinton was in custody, he showed up to court and he was visibly beaten.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, and so they put a lawsuit out in his name to countersue for $25 million because he showed up to court and like that's not how he looked.
Yeah, when he went in.
You know what I mean? Like it's not what it looked like.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it just continues to roll and it just nothing good. Yeah. All bad things.
I guess it should be not surprised, but a good thing that he even made it to court.
Yeah.
And that's not even an exaggeration.
No.
Who's his lawyer? Does it say?
I got the name of the officer was Larry Henderson. I keep saying the officer though. That's who was killed. His attorney. I don't see that.
Okay. All right. I just didn't know if it was Tony Crump or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll keep updated on that and go from there. You want to go somewhere a little light after that, or because
you tell me, boss.
You know what? I want to talk about this whole FAMU situation.
Okay.
FAMU, you got the article up? You want me to talk about it? Yeah. I kept trying to go from memory. Okay. Shout out to FAMU. Florida A&M University, for those who are not familiar.
Hey, looking into the story, I really found out something that I had no idea, and that FAMU was not a private school.
Oh yeah.
Honest to God, I never knew that.
Yeah, because most HBCUs are private universities. So
I had no idea. So when we're having a pre-production meeting and we're talking about it, and you're like, yeah, privately, I'm like, wait, that's a state school?
Like Florida State.
Yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
So the big thing is, well, one of the big things is, her name is Marva Johnson. And if this is FAMU, their board of trustees actually, confirmed it, who they wanted her to be the president, things like that. But like I said, the interesting part is she is definitely more Republican sided, more.
That was a nice way to put it.
Yeah, right. I'm trying. I try to leave the wings out of it. You start bringing wings into it, people start tuning out. But she's definitely more on that side of beliefs when it comes to economy, education, that type of thing. That was one thing. And the other thing was she has no experience.
Right.
So people started looking around. And one of the things, like you said, during our pre-production meeting, and I saw a lot of comments online, was like, this seems like something that the Governor DeSantis had a lot to do with. So Marva Johnson is a charter communications executive and former chairwoman of the State Board of Education, was one of 4 finalists to become FAMU's new president. The appointment requires confirmation by the State University Systems Board of Governors, which has happened. She was selected in an 8-4 vote and major turnover in the leadership of state universities and colleges as DeSantis and his allies have tried to overhaul the higher education system. So, just seeing that, it makes me think somebody got paid.
Yeah.
Either the school is going to get some new endowments.
You already know.
Some palms got greased. And I don't know if we're wrong for thinking that. Well, not we. I don't know if I'm wrong for thinking that. Not even all of the details, but her not having a background in education, educational leadership, and knowing who she sides with, I was like, huh.
Yeah, the lifelong Republican. Just when that comes out and you're watching, like, and it's just like it seems off that you're the president of an HBCU.
The mighty.
Yeah, I get that. Like I said, I get it now that it's a state winner. So it's like you got to say, but you don't got to say. if that makes sense, everybody, which I'm pretty sure it does.
Are we simplifying it too much?
Are we?
I'm saying that because is there another layer to this? Well, I'm sure there's several layers to it.
It's quite, but I'm sure there's something that we don't see that's here.
Are we jumping to conclusions too soon, or is it just like, nah, this is kind of obvious? You know what I mean?
I think sometimes stuff is so like, hey, wait a minute, y'all not really about to. Okay, hey, they trying it. Hey, they trying it, y'all. Let's go. Like, and this one kind of had that feeling me of like, if you showed me in her background that she has this experience in this, I'm like, you know something?
That makes sense.
All of that might be true, but like she does have a background that makes sense for this position.
Right.
But in that same breath, I look at the president of the United States, and I can't point to a background that says he's suitable for that position.
Well, I mean, it's not a requirement, so.
There isn't, and apparently it's not one to be the president of a university.
Like you said, once you get appointed, it's just the scales have been so jacked up and changed and moved.
And when the highest office in the land doesn't use those same principles for their hiring processes.
What you mean hiring? Oh, you talking about his cabinet?
Yeah, just okay. Like it's.
I know you ain't talking about Trump like that. Not your boy.
Not DT.
Not DT. Not 47.
Yeah. 45, 47.
Right.
That's crazy. I just threw that together.
Yeah, man. I know. Yeah, good job, man.
Damn, Mike Epps told y'all.
Yeah. Yo. Hey.
45, 47.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Jeez, like I said, I think two takeaways, real quick. You know how we always say, not we, but we tend to have a stature of like, well, let's wait and see.
Shout out to True Talk, man. Watching all the way from Ghana.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, what up, my boy?
Yeah. What was I saying? So yeah, we tend to draw back and say, well, let's see how this goes. You know what I mean? Let's see how bad it really is or how good. This could be a good thing. Because, on the other side, on the flip side of the coin is, we have she can bring in different revenue streams for the university. She can bring a different type, and I'm playing angel advocate right now. Bringing different notoriety for what the school is about now, saying we're trying to change the standard, which the standard was fine already. But I'm just trying to think of different ways that they could flip it. I don't think this is a situation where we could be like, well, let's wait and see. Like it's a trial period. You know what I mean? We tend to do that a lot when it's somebody black, but questionable. You know what I mean? It's like,
let's give him a shot.
Let's give him a shot. Well, once they got the job, they got the job.
That's it. I don't know how long the tenure, how long the cycle or the tenure is for.
It's not 4 years. No, it's
not. It's not elected official. But like, so I wonder how. Like, is it unlimited? Or how does one lose that job unless they want to?
They get fired. They definitely could get fired.
So I wonder what the parameter is for somebody to come up to him and be like, hey, get him up out of here. Like, because I'm sure at somewhere in there, it's an hourly rate.
Yeah.
So it's got to be a contract of some sort that I'm sure it has a tenure. It's not a lifelong contract. You
Right.
get it until you're ready to go.
But you got to. Well, I don't know if everybody knows this, but the way a lot of these schools get money is through their state board of commissioners and directors. So the people who put her in that position are the same ones who can send money, additional funds to FAMU.
How about that?
You see how that works? So
or doesn't,
or it doesn't work. You know, it depends on how broke you want it to be.
It's very interesting, sir.
I just didn't think. I believe most people didn't believe they would touch HBCU like that. You know what I mean?
My person in there. Like, excuse me?
Yeah. Everything goes back to, as much as y'all hate to believe it, some of y'all, Project 2025. I know I'm not going there yet, but you know, where did Project 2025 go back to? Slavery.
Hey, man.
I can make that connection later, but I mean, it's pretty obvious.
That's why they burnt that. That's why they burnt that plantation house.
Yeah. What took so long? Anyway.
Yo, fam, when you listen, I know I'm getting off on a tangent now about this plantation house that burned down. I'm trying. I don't remember what state it was in. I don't remember any of that. But I remember just watching it, and immediately they put out all the clips how it turned into a spa, and it turned into this. I'm like, imagine going to have a resting and relaxing weekend at a place where they used to hang people at.
Yeah.
Could you? Now think about this. To all my people out there, could you even imagine? Like just going to get some. Hey, Hitler used to stay there. Let's go. Let's turn that into a fun place to go, and we'll call it the Hitler plantation, and we can go there and we can relax. We'll have weddings there and special events, and a spa. Does anybody see how insensitive that would fucking sound to you if you were Jewish?
Right.
But like, yo, we've just been made to accept this, and I'm like, yo, did we see how crazy that is?
Right. Not enough people do.
Like that.
Not enough people do.
How can it possibly be acceptable to anybody?
Yeah.
Like, so when it burned down, people were like, oh, black people like, good. Burn that motherfucker to the ground.
Burn another one.
Burn them all down. Like,
find them in the store.
Hard pressed to hold on to these things. Like, bro, it don't paint you in a good light.
Yeah.
Every time I've been in trouble in my life, you think, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna broadcast the fact that I was in trouble. Put it on a T-shirt. What? No. You're not proud of those things. Proud of those things, not.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about them. I mean, it happened. Whatever happened. But like, I'm not. Yes, it's fine. Yes, let's celebrate it. No. You should be ashamed of this.
Did you hear that they're trying to put back some of the statues that were taken down? Okay. No, you did hear about this?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
And they're changing some of the names back over.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Is it? Or is it America?
No, it really is crazy for that to be the direct focus of what's going on.
Imagine that being what you pick up arms for.
Yeah.
I gotta get this vicious slave owner back in here. He has to get his statue back.
American history. We gotta bring a regality. I think that's one of the terms I've heard used.
That's the other wild part. Oh, it's American history. But what do you think Black history is?
Nah, that's different.
Oh, that's different.
That's different.
That's not the same thing.
That's different. You gotta keep fighting, That's the basic.
Hey, man.
The basic from the basic level to the most highest of extreme and expert levels of things. We got to keep fighting.
And so, and when you say that, not small, my first thought is,
what's that?
Will we ever be able to not have to?
What, fight?
Yeah.
No. This land is not ours. They still won't give us what is due, reparations in any form, shape, or fashion, or fair treatment. No. Does it always have to be this bad? No.
But the fight is never ending.
Oh, without a doubt. I already knew that. When I first started getting into civil activism and things like that, I was like, everything's not going to change in my lifetime. But some things can change. And I was okay with that. So having that understanding, it lets you know we got to make sure this battle gets brought to everybody's front door. One of the things that's been happening now is people in power right now have been saying, okay, well, this is what has been happening. This is where we started lacking. This is where they got certain laws passed. This is how certain things started to change. And we don't like that because we're in fear of it. We have to find a new strategy or project even to show how we can combat that and get things back to where we feel comfortable and we feel in full power. So now it's basically about a counteraction. It's about a counter strategy to say, you know, we see what's going on now. What can we do? You know what I mean? So you can read it.
Network thing. And people in the comments saying they're not going to homecoming anymore. No, am I sending money?
But that's the thing when
no alumni support for the school. I mean,
I hope they stick to it. Because when they do that though,
and my fault, not to cut you off, what could that be what the government wanted?
I don't see it as a negative for them. Because now they can say, oh, wait.
We don't have money to fund the school.
We don't, no, they can say they have money to fund the school, but now they can say, well, shoot, we were just trying to make it better. You know, give you more diversity that you said. Well, they won't use the D word.
No.
They would not.
They would never.
They would never do that. You know, because you're a black woman. So it's not diversity. You know what I mean? So
see, we got you. Here you go.
See? Come on.
We had a black president.
Yeah, here you go. What you want? What you want it?
Huh? You like that? So it just sounds like when your job we had a good quarter. Pizza party.
Congratulations.
Like your fam.
Participation trophy.
Like, yo, how much money y'all made?
It's
y'all gave us $200 worth of pizza. We had the best quarter we ever had in this business.
$2 million plus. We up $2 million. They go $200. It's funny. It's funny, but it's not.
That's what it smells like.
It definitely does. So the thing of it is, when it comes to situations like that, we have to. I can't know it. No, not on live. Not doing that. Different strategies have to be thought of.
There you go.
And they have to find different ways to make sure not only our fairness, but our traditions and our legacies are protected, and our future ones as well. So that has to be the mindset. That has to be the action movements going forward. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see, like Brandon was saying, if the alumni standing up to the current administration, saying like, "No, we don't want this, and this is why we don't want this." You know what I mean? But a lot of it, like you said, when you have state funding, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And you know, in FAMU alumni, there's a lot of them have done very well. Can it compare to state money? Highly doubt it. On a continuous basis?
No. They might be able to compete for a short amount of time, but yeah. I mean, it's the state, y'all.
Yeah, they can direct and redirect funds and say, and then they already have classes where they do,
and not just any state, the state of Florida.
The state of Florida too.
Yeah.
They already have classes where they have dual enrollment with FIU and with Florida State, because you know they're right there across the street from each other.
Oh, Tallahassee.
You know, I gotta reach out to some of my FAMU alumni friends, because I know they have.
Oh, they can't be happy with this shit.
They have a lot to say, so it's interesting to see. I hope they do something. Like I said, pulling dollars always gets people attention.
Money talks.
But it's also about the consistency of it and what's the next step after that.
But then the scary part is, like, we pull dollars from our HBCU. Like, so how does that not affect us negatively? I mean, if we stop supporting our HBCUs.
Well, we're talking about one.
Just one.
We're talking about one in particular.
In this particular situation, not all of them.
Yeah, because you made it sound like
no. In this particular situation, like, how would does that work in our favor? Does that make them recognize us? And making them recognize it, are we cutting off our nose to spite our face? Like, is that
sacrifices have to be made? I'll put it that way.
Okay.
And it's never easy saying that, especially when you're talking about kids going to school, bettering their lives, and changing their lives. It may need to be it needs to be a combination of different frontal strategies. I'm gonna keep using that word, to where maybe other HBCUs are supplementing or offering different ways for students to get that education, to where the hit is not as detrimental to the overall success of the school. Like you said, homecoming is going to be interesting this year. I know that for sure.
That is.
It is going to be very interesting.
It might be a little bit of protesting.
It needs to be. It needs to be right now.
Yes,
it really does.
Right.
But it always comes down to money. You know what I mean? It's like, as a far-reaching example, just to keep the narrative going. Let's say Jackson State was a public school. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And let's say Dion was there, still coaching, right? And I understand this is a big time hypothetical. Yeah. Let's say if we had players who would bring attention and notoriety to school, say, hey, I'm not going there because of this choice you made. Mm. That has to be a part of the strategy to be like, yeah, so now you're saying you're going to send us more state money, but now we're losing these endorsements, we're losing the quality of students that we have. So it has to be eventually, I can see getting to a point where it's like, well, what matters more? These state funds and you trying to get us to remove these different Black history programs and Black literacy programs, because that's where it's going to go. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're already trying to get more of Toni Morrison's books off of shelves. You know what I mean? So it's got to be so layered. And I think a lot of what we're seeing now is very much a surprise and so unexpected. Like the response, it's got to be a punch to the chest back. What you think?
Nah, you're right, bro. You can't. Much like everything else when it comes to us, we're not going to be able to just sit back and watch it all play out. We're going to have to bring the fight to them.
Well, they brought it to us already.
Yeah. But sometimes you got to bring it back.
This was a
that was a blow. Pause. That's one of those where you're like, hey, what?
This is a gut punch. We didn't see this one happening.
Yeah.
So when you look at FAMU, you know what? Hold on. Now you got me thinking. Shout out the Network King for bringing this to my attention as well. Because like I said, been dealing with other stuff. Other news. HBCUs that are public institutions. Let's see how many other HBCUs. Oh, damn. Wait, no. They're just like, well, wait a minute. Wait.
Like, those are here. Like, that can't be right.
No, wait. I take it back. This is from collegevine.com. Here I compare a list of public historically Black college universities. Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Albany State in Georgia, Alcorn State, FAMU, Fort Valley State. I didn't know Fort Valley was public.
No.
Jackson State. Didn't I just say it? So there's 18 different universities on this one list that I just punched in. Let me see who else. North Carolina A&T, Savannah State, South Carolina State, Tennessee State. Oh, man. Yeah. Virginia. All of this to say.
Bro.
All of this to say.
This is not that rare as I thought it was.
Yeah. So what's happening at FAMU may not only stop at FAMU. That's where I was going. I was hoping I was going to be wrong. Prairie View A&M. I did not know they were a public school. If you ever had a name of a school that sounded private, it would be Prairie View A&M University. Shout out to the Prairies. But yeah. So this is definitely something to not take lightly, but really pay attention to. So that means Clark, I don't want to say save because they'll find another way. But yeah,
another way.
Some meetings need to happen. Some group chats need to get to chatting. Chat. But yeah. I was just wondering that. That was interesting.
What are we looking like this weekend?
Are you ready to get out of here? So you don't want to talk about?
No.
No? Well, what about?
Definitely not.
We are here. Holiday weekend is here. Memorial Day weekend is here. Once again, shout out to all the graduates of all the different levels. Looks like some of y'all just made it out just in time to go and do some more work. But what I got going on Thursday, ladies' night, back at Burn, getting the weekend kicked off right. We are celebrating our 6th anniversary at the Battery Park. So we'll be having some special surprises. I'll be there DJing from 7 p.m. this weekend. And the Braves are in Washington. So this will be a perfect time. So you to pull up and celebrate. Once again, it's one of the best date nights in the city. I stand on that because it's, I get to be a part of that. I love seeing it. But that's going on Thursday. Friday, I got some more private graduation stuff to do. Saturday, Caribbean Carnival weekend is here. Shout out to everybody in town who's going to be in town for that. You know what I'm saying? Lot of different events going on, a lot of private parties. Shout out Spider. You know, he's got he's got a couple different parties this weekend. You know, we support those who support us. Spider-Man X, follow him on his page. They've got a couple big parties going on. You know what I mean? Especially Monday with SSS Red here in Atlanta. So if you really want to take part of the Caribbean experience in Atlanta, you could do that this weekend. The parade kicks off Saturday. Juve starts Thursday nights. All of this stuff you'll find if you're in Atlanta. Shout out Orlando, home team, also doing the shout out Orlando. Ghost Rider, Tamara James, Live Wire, Super Pudgy, the whole team, man. They got a whole full lineup of things going on down there as well. If y'all have never been to a Caribbean carnival, what if you're not Caribbean?
Especially if you're not.
Now is the time to get acclimated, to get affiliated with it. So yeah, that's also going on this weekend. What else? Oh, the team, shout out to Tone and Polo. Lab Love will be in town this Sunday. You know, I always got to shout out the home team. That's going on at Theory Lounge, doing a big day party for the Geminis. I may have to stop through there and say what's up to them as well. Always supporting the home team. So that's what I got going on. A lot of moving, a lot of shaking, a lot of supporting, that type of thing. What you got?
Chilling, man. I got my kids. I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of stuff going on. So I know we're gonna do something. I know I'm gonna end up cooking. Like I know that's a real thing. Yeah, I mean it's the season for that, man. It's time to fire the grill up.
Yeah.
Again.
Once again.
Second weekend in a row. Time to fire it up and just looking forward. End of the school year, you know, this is a big time for them. They amp, they get out.
Yeah, I bet.
So it's just quality time.
Yeah.
Quality time. I'm sure I'll get outside.
Good.
Nice long weekend.
Won't be on Wednesday night.
It will not.
Won't be on Friday night.
It will not.
Where you gonna be Wednesday night?
Park my ass right on that camera. I'll be in the living room pacing. In a full uniform like I'm playing.
iPad and clipboard in hand.
Hey, man, what? Calling for reviews.
Yeah, what time was the game? Oh, that's we asked about that another time.
Yeah.
But I think the game starts, the Knicks game, 8 p.m. on Wednesday. I think 8:30 on Friday. So I will have my phone in hand, watching it wherever I'm at, because I'm pretty sure I'll be working and moving around the city. So we can't wait. We can't wait. Oh, yeah, shout out to Margarita Festival. First one here in Atlanta. That's going on Saturday. Jay Anthony and the team. I'm also going to go out there and support them for that on Saturday. That's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bro, listen, in Atlanta, once again, we outside. We got to build and talk and communicate and celebrate and party all at the same time. Connect with somebody, build with somebody new, meet somebody new. Find that bow. One thing I do know is true. Knicks in 6.
Damn right.
All right, let's get out of here. Network King, shout out to y'all. Toya, thank you very much. You ready?
Yes, sir. On 3.
3, 2, 1.
Here.